Welcome to NFL Prods. Today, we're going to be doing our week 1 and week 2 analysis, our review for the week. We're going to be
Yeah.
doing our review for you guys so you
Well,
guys can figure out how it's been for these teams.
yeah.
And
Well, we're going to kind of
I'm going to
do
be
a review for 2 weeks. Huh.
Uh, let's talk about the first game, Frank. The Lions and the Chiefs and how the Lions won that.
Well, it's remarkable, but the Lions is going to be a better team. But I don't think the Chiefs were their best selves. They were not their best selves. So in that review, I think the Lions were up to it. They were ready for the season. They needed that win to kind of set them off. Uh, it was a I don't know if I would really call it an upset, but I would call it something pretty close to that. But
Yeah, and also the Chiefs, they won 17-9 in week 2 to the Jags, but it seemed like they had a kind of hard time winning to the Jags.
yeah. Well, Jags supposedly they were a playoff team last year, so you can't say that. I still say the Jags are a step up over the Lions. Lions still
N-
have to prove me they're as good as they think they are.
Yeah. And now we have this is a huge upset, but the team has Deshaun Watson as their quarterback now. The Browns and the Bengals. Browns 24-3. What do you think about that blowout, Frank?
Well, I think the Bengals haven't showed up, and then I heard Joe Burrow's even hurt now, so that's
Oh,
really
he
going to.
is?
Yeah,
They lost to the Ravens 27-24 in
yeah,
week
yeah.
2.
So it's like they're not the Bengals. It's hard to believe that team was even in the what it was last year's AFC Championship and even Super Bowl the year before. And
Let's see. I'm gonna look up his sports injury expert says Bengals Joe Burrow needs prolonged rest. Recommend at least 4-week absence. And that was just 2 minutes ago.
yeah,
That was 1 hour ago, actually.
I
They
actually heard
said
about it
that
yesterday.
he
Yeah,
needs he needs 4 weeks of rest.
yeah,
He needs to not play for 4 weeks. It
that's
doesn't look like this Bengals team is going anywhere this year. They really had
yeah.
a good year last year, I think.
And the year before, better.
The year before they had decent. They were decent. And now the Texans and the Ravens. I mean, the Texans lost 9-25. They're even with CJ Strouder or their who I forgot who their quarterback was, they're still not doing the best.
And I think that when the Ravens renewed Lamar Jackson's contract, I
Deal.
think that was a big boost for the Ravens. So I think Ravens will probably be the team to beat. I'm starting to think that. Um,
Yeah, and then I seen something. It was kind of weird. Um, there was these predictions that people had about the Super Bowl because every year of the Super Bowl, you know how the colors are on the letters, how they have it.
yeah,
Uh, and in like the past 5 years, I think the two colors that were on there went to the Super Bowl. And this year the colors are red and purple. And that's 49ers and Ravens, possibly.
yeah,
Because it was the Ravens purple on it.
yeah. I wish it was
That
Vikings football. That's wishful thinking right now. The point I see. Um,
Yeah, let me see.
yeah.
I'm gonna look at this real quick for you guys, and you guys can look this up for proof. Okay, so Frank, I'll let you talk while I get these images.
Well, why don't I go to over here because I'm the most familiar with the Minnesota Viking team. Uh, they lost a close one that week one, and it's this is a game that they were supposed to win of all the games over the Buccaneers. But that Buccaneers defense looks as good as the year that they went to the Super Bowl against Kansas City and won. So that defense is still there. And what the big surprise is the quarterback Baker Mayfield that got just loaded off the Browns last year and then ended up playing a little bit with the Rams. But he's shown that he's still a starting quarterback. He's not a superstar, but I still say he's very underrated. And I think that I I wouldn't mind having him up if I didn't have a good superstar quarterback. I do like the willingness of Baker Mayfield. I like his heart. And I like the way it's hard to coach somebody that has. He kind of reminds me of a guy named Doug Flutie who played with the Buffalo Bills back in the day, and he was a good player. He got him in the playoffs, but never really gone anywhere. But he wasn't very tall, and he went to the Canadian Football League, and came back to playing with the Buffalo Bills. He kind of reminds me of that Baker Mayfield.
Okay, Frank. And these are the things. Super Bowl 56. The logo was orange for the Bengals, and then the bottom half was yellow for the Rams. And look what happened. The Rams got in. And then 57 Super Bowl. There was red and green, Eagles and Chiefs. And the Chiefs and the Eagles were in that Super Bowl. And now 58, there's purple and there's some red, and it could be the Ravens and the 49ers.
Yeah, well, I don't put too much, and that's kind of coincidental, but I don't put much things into that. But very possible. Who knows? It'd be just right out. But it's like I thought when the
Yep. Frank, I'm gonna let you talk real quick. I'll be right back.
like I say, I thought when the Vikings were going to play in their home stadium, they had a chance, but the Eagles were just too powerful that year in 2017. Um, I'll go ahead and jump over to the Panthers and Falcons. The Falcons are showing that they are they are something special, but you never take week one that really that serious that they're going to do anything, and they won 24-10. And so, hail to the Falcons, I say. Talking about hail to the Commanders or hail to the Redskins. Uh, they barely got past the Cardinals, 20-16 in that. Um, Commanders, I don't know, but the Cardinals is pretty sad. Just a couple of years ago, they were actually a Super Bowl contender. And Jaguars and Colts, Colts are um, still rebuilding. Give a lot of credit for the Jaguars winning that game 31-21.
All right, Frank, I'm back.
I'm going to let you take over from the 49ers on. I covered a couple of them, didn't make too much comments. A lot of the teams were that first week, a few of the teams were overwhelming surprise winners. They really
Okay.
weren't doing it.
49ers destroyed the Steelers 30-7, but the 49ers are really one of the best teams in the NFC. I
Yeah.
think they can beat the Eagles
Well,
if they go up against them in the playoffs.
I think they're one of the best coached teams. It's just it's not proven. It's from that Shanahan family.
Yeah.
Mike
But
Shanahan.
then this week, week two, the Rams have proven everyone wrong. They almost beat the 49ers 23-30. And then just yesterday, which was Thursday, uh, whenever you're watching this, it'll probably be Saturday or Friday. But the the 49ers beat the Giants 12-30. But that was just a close one with the Rams. But I think the Rams,
But
they are
you could have that week where your team is kicking everybody's butt, and they have that one week they just have an off week and they get the handle. But I'm not saying 49ers are darn good. I think, like I was trying to say, Mike Shanahan, Kyle is his son, had that from that family. They're just good football coaches,
Yeah.
and I really think that the 49ers are a special team. I grew up seeing them 49ers win, and they make me sick because they're like what the Patriots have been, the most present, that dominant.
Okay. And now we're gonna do Titans and Saints. The Saints won 16 to 15. Very close one there. And the Saints beat the Panthers 20 to 17. Very close too. And the next one up on that is Broncos and Raiders. I knew the Broncos would lose to the Raiders because they always lose to the Raiders. It's their seventh year straight losing to the Raiders,
Yeah, but it's
but the
the
Broncos
dumb
this
things.
but the Broncos went against the Commanders this week and they lost. I thought the Broncos could win against the Commanders. I really
It's because
thought
they're
they could
playing
win.
dumb. They are playing dumb. Another year of dumb play. It's like in that first game, if the
And they
guy
have a
didn't
good
have the
coach.
helmet injury, they would have beat the Raiders.
They would
It's
have
just
beat them
dumb
if they
stuff.
didn't have that flag, that penalty.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. They're doing dumb things to beat themselves. Uh,
Let's see, they played the Dolphins this week. Who do you realistically think will win that, Frank? Dolphins or
Realistically,
Broncos?
I hate to say I think Miami would win,
Yeah, I do too. Because
but
Miami is a pretty good team.
I mean if the Broncos could play mistake free football, it
It could
would
be
be a different.
close.
It would be closer, maybe even the win. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
they
if
make
they
a lot of mistakes. I think that's what cost the Broncos.
yeah. Uh,
But they
I
have a
mean,
great
they
coach.
do look better than Hat with Coach Hackett. They're a lot better with. Uh, I just say there's a lot of. I just believe that Sean Payton needs to bring discipline to those Broncos to make them any good. You know.
Discipline on the penalties.
Yeah.
And now
Step that down. Okay, let's go.
next there's Philadelphia and the Patriots. Eagles won 25 to 20. I seen that most people were saying that the Eagles offense looked very off, and that's pretty bad for us, the Eagles. We only won by 5 points to the Patriots, but I don't know. The Eagles, they are they're okay, but not as good as they were last year. But they beat the Vikings 34 to 28, but at the end they were kind of giving it up right there on their defensive end. They were kind of giving it up.
Well,
But we
they're
won,
kind of
but this
winning
week
games ugly.
yeah, we're winning games ugly. But this week we played the Buccaneers and I don't know if we can beat them. I'm not too sure about that.
Well, you're playing. There's going to be two really good defensive teams. Don't be surprised the game is under 20 points each. You
For
know,
overtime.
yeah.
And next we have the Rams beating the Seahawks 30 to 13 and the Rams lost to the 49ers 23-30. I think the Rams look like a very good team. I don't know, not very good, but I think they look pretty decent so far. What do you think, Frank?
Well, I consider first week. I'm surprised if what I say is the test is what they do week three. If they win week three, then I think you got to watch out. Um, when I look at week one, I mean, Seattle should have won that game. Seriously, I think. But you never know when it's the interdivision team. One team could have only a one haven't won a game yet, and they'll play the other team really good. Just something about them. They doesn't matter what their record is or or to even. It's
Yep.
just when you're in the same division, it could be a battle. It could be a bloodbath. Who knows?
Yep. And then the Dolphins went against the Chargers, barely winning by 2 points, 36-34. And I've heard that the Chargers defense is what is losing them games. And the Dolphins in week two, they played. Trying to find them right in here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, they beat the Patriots 24-17. Also a close game, but the Dolphins are a good team, I think.
Mm-hmm. What about
With
the
that
Packers and Bears?
acquisition of Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. I mean, good offense. The last few years been as long as Tula is not hurt. The Dolphins are a hard team to beat. But if Tula
Yep.
gets hurt, then the Dolphins could have a not a very good season. Now I was
And
going to move
now,
on. Let's move on to the Packers. I think
yeah, the Packers 38-20 against the Bears, but then in week two, they lose to Atlanta 25-24. And then in week three, I guess they play this week. Let's see, who do they play? Trying to find them on this chart here. Oh my. Where are they on this chart? Oh, they play the Saints. They play the Saints. I think they can win that. And they're at home.
yeah, but I don't think they're going to dominate them. I don't. I think it'll be a
They're
close
not.
way. I don't think they will. Let me look.
And next up is next up we have let's see. Oh, from week one, that's why. We have the
Cowboys Giants.
Cowboys against the Giants. 40-0. The Cowboys are not faking it. They are really a real good team. I hate
But
to
I
say
think
it, but
losing big.
it's just the truth. It's
Yeah,
just the
but
truth. Please. Sometimes we have to put our emotions aside and tell the truth. And they destroyed the Jets 30-10.
Sis, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say he's pretty legit, and his brother is standing here on the sideline.
He knocked his block off. Yes, he did.
On third down and 3, design run for Leonard, and he's able to break a tackle and get the first down and more. Leonard inside the 20, stiff arms a defender inside the 5 and into the end zone. It's a touchdown.
They can beat the Eagles in the playoffs if it came down to it. Or it would be very close if the Eagles won. It'd be super
well, I'm
close.
still going to root on the Eagles. I mean, I do not like the Cowboys. I didn't like him even back when Roger Staubach was quarterback.
But if I had to put money down on it, I would put the Cowboys very low and have them winning against the Eagles. Because when you're betting money, you guys, you have to put your emotions aside.
Well, let's finish up week one. I guess you've been giving a double review on them, but I'll just give a quick review on second week.
On the Jets.
So, yeah, I will.
We're
Cover
not done
these
with week one.
I know we're going to Jets right now.
Yeah, Jets and Bills. Final overtime in that.
Yeah, this was a kind of an up game. This was supposed to be the Aaron Rodgers era for the Jets.
But
And
then Aaron Rodgers got injured in the first four plays.
Yeah, the first 4 plays, or the first drive, and it's. But I'll tell you, Zach Wilson did suck it up and kind of looked really good. I mean, I consider this because of Zach Wilson was quarterback, and I consider it an upset over the Bills. I don't think the Bills are looking as good as they're supposed to either. I mean, it's early in the season.
I don't understand. I don't understand why the Bills got the cover for Madden 24. They don't deserve it. And it was Allen, their quarterback, whatever his name is.
Josh Allen.
He doesn't deserve. Yeah, Josh Allen. He doesn't deserve it. He didn't go to the Super Bowl. It should have been either Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
Jalen
well,
Hurts because on Super Bowl in the 2017 Super Bowl, the Tom Brady actually got the cover and they lost that one. But I don't know. I don't think he should have gotten the cover. I think it should have been Jalen Hurts or it should have been Jalen Hurts or what do you call it? Patrick Mahomes.
yeah, but
Someone
Patrick
in the Super
Mahomes was
Bowl.
on the one a couple years ago, just recently with Tom Brady. Remember that year? They both were on
Yeah.
it. But they don't always pick they try to rotate them out the best they can. They try to get top dogs up there. Like I've seen him in covers back in the way back in the day that there was players that were on other teams, but they were just great players by themselves. So,
Okay. And now we'll do a quicker review for week 2.
okay.
Ravens 27-24. Bengals lost.
I don't
Um, that's just yeah, that's just sad for them. Seahawks and Lions 37-31. Seahawks final in overtime. Colts against the Texans 31-20. Texans looked a little bit better if they could get up to
hey
20. They got up to 20, so
yeah, let me talk about the Vikings. You kind of skipped over it. You said they came
we
back
talked
in.
about them though.
Yeah, but I really didn't. I want to
Oh,
interact a little bit about them.
yeah,
I didn't get to
go in
talk.
depth with them.
Um, because of the situation where the running game wasn't good for the Vikings, I just want to tell you they got Dalton Reiser, they got Cam Akers. They're hoping this week will be the week that at least Dalton Reiser for sure will start on that Viking team. So, what I'm saying, they lost 28-34. Maybe they get the running game established. I think that's partly why they lost to the Eagles. Plus, the Eagles have had the Vikings numbers for the last 4 seasons. So, yes, I think that yes, that's Eagles even played poorly in that game personally. So I kind of wanted to give my brief thing to tell you, well, Vikings fans, you got hope because you lost two, but your top two teams in front of you lost one. So you still got a chance, you fans. All right, let's. Where were we at? Colts Texans.
Yeah, we finished that up. Buccaneers
Okay,
and Bears 27-17. Buccaneers won.
not to me, not a surprise. The Bears suck. They are
Yeah, they
the
do. Justin
Bears.
Fields is not a good quarterback for them.
I don't know.
Chiefs
There's too many
Chiefs
holes.
play Chiefs 17-9. Kind of a low scoring game for the Chiefs, but it's against the Jags. So
Yeah, but like I said, that's two excellent quarterbacks, Trevor Lawrence and Pat Mahomes. You would, if I told you before this game even started, my prediction is the Chiefs will win by 17-9, you would say, you got to be crazy. It's going to be more like 34-28, right? Who thought
yeah,
7-9? That, to me, that's a defensive game. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Green Bay Packers and Falcons. I mean, I think the Falcons are better, and I think Green Bay is kind of rebuilding in a way. I hate to say that, you Packer fans. It is what it is, and I'm not saying that because I'm a Viking fan. That I don't see the prominent of days of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers quarterbacking the Packers. I Jordan Love is still questionable for me. I got to see a few more games with that guy. Raiders
Yeah.
Bills.
But and now we have we already talked about the Packers and Falcons. Raiders and the Bills. Obviously the Bills won that. That's like pretty obvious that the Bills would win on that.
I think they were pissed they lost to the Jets. You want to know the truth? And they took it out on the darn Raiders.
Yeah. And then the Titans and the Chargers overtime 27-24. It's a pretty close game. And then we already talked about the Raiders. So now we're going
And you
on
know,
to Giants and Cardinals, 31-28 Giants. That's pretty close there.
Yeah.
All right, Frank.
Well, let me discuss a little bit. You discussed mostly about the Rams, but I think the Rams are in a rebuilding mode, and if they end up winning 9 games, I think that'll be pretty remarkable. And I would say not this year, but next year, watch out for the Rams again. Jets and Cowboys. Well, I 30-10 says, man, that what a to me as a Jets fan, what a letdown to lose to the Cowboys by that bad 30-10. What do you think? I think that's a big
that's.
letdown.
But the Cowboys are good. But
Yeah,
and then Commanders and Broncos 35-33. They had a miracle at the end, but failed to get the two. But still, I think the
well, they
Broncos should
were.
have won that because the Commanders are not good. They're not a very good team.
Yeah, well, they're 2-0 now. They're winning ugly, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But the Broncos kind of let them back in that game. They were up by 21-3 in that game, and
Hey.
they should have held on and won that game. I don't know. I blame a little bit on the quarterbacking because in the second half the offense just shut down, and then the defense this time let them down by penalties and everything. Well, on both sides of the ball, there was numerous penalties, and you're not going to win if you're going to have a lot of penalties or give up the ball. So
Yeah. Just the Broncos usual.
well, which is sad. It's hard to believe that team. It's now almost going to be 8 seasons since they were in the Super Bowl. Haven't been in the playoffs ever since. That's bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Broncos
And
fans.
now we have Dolphins and Patriots, but we talked about them. Dolphins won 24-17. Saints and Panthers 20-17. We talked about that. The Steelers and the Browns 26-22. I watched from the third quarter till the fourth. Nick Chubb got injured with it could be career-ending injury, dislocated knee, and other ligaments were torn. And I think the Steelers' defense is really good. Their defense is just on top of the game. Their
Yeah.
defense is just a good defense, I think.
I think it's too. The Browns had such a good game the first week, and then this is a little bit of a letdown. But if you
But
lose
Nick
your
Chubb got injured.
yeah, as much as they downplay the running back position nowadays, which it used to, if you needed a great running back in the old days, because offenses are so different, but you still need a running game, and um, you can't win without some sort of running game. So yeah, unless the Browns can find a running back by committee, that's probably the only way they're going to develop that. They need it for that. Watson likes to run the ball at times, but you could hurt that quarterback and you won't have anything.
Yep, and I think that'll be all for today because we're running out on our time limit here. But
Do we have a
we'll
chance to give predictions
for
at
week
all?
3.
Yeah, real quick. Let's just do them.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes.
Okay, let's just say, well, I predicted 49ers will win on Thursday night.
They did win.
30-12. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to give you one more chance, Vikings. Come on, win this week. Beat the Chargers. What do you think? Agree or disagree?
I'm thinking Vikings on that one, and Falcons and Lions. I'm thinking Lions can win that out because Lions are at home. What do you think,
Okay.
Frank?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. But I'll go edge the Lions. Packers and Saints. I say Saints.
Saints?
Saints.
Oh, I'm saying
They go 3-0.
Packers. Very close.
Texans, Jaguars. Jags, I say.
I'm saying Jags too. Dolphins and Broncos. I'm saying Dolphins.
I want to say Broncos, but as I'm scared of the Dolphins' great offense.
So who do you think?
Dolphins by an edge.
Okay. And
I
then
didn't like to say
Titans and
that.
Browns. I'm thinking Browns.
Uh, Titans.
Huh?
Titans just by their reputation from the years past. Sometimes Dable, um, Vrabel, the coach of he's a tough guy. I'm not talking Dable Knight Giants. I'm talking the old wide receiver coach now, head coach of the Titans. He makes a
Okay.
good team. Bills,
And
Commanders.
now,
I'm saying Bills.
yeah, Bills. And Colts and Ravens. I'm saying Ravens on that one, but it's going to be close.
I say Ravens. Jets and Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to get pissed and they're going to win because they'll drop two. Bill
Let's see. I
Belichick's not
think
going to
I think Patriots are going to win too.
Panthers
And
and
now
Seahawks.
Panthers and Seahawks. I'm thinking Seahawks on that.
I'll go with you on that one. Chiefs and
And
Bears.
Bears and
Chiefs.
Chiefs. I'm thinking
Chiefs.
Chiefs on that one.
Cowboys and Cardinals. Cowboys.
Yep, Cowboys. Steelers and Raiders. I'm thinking Steelers on that.
You got it. Eagles, Buccaneers. Eagles.
Yep. I'm thinking Eagles, but it's going to be very close.
Yeah,
Rams
I
and
agree.
Bengals. Rams and Bengals. I'm thinking
Repeat
Bengals
the
can
Super
win it.
Bowl a few years ago.
Actually, I don't know if the Bengals can win it. I'm thinking Bengals, but I'm not too sure
I'm
because
going to go
they're going
with
to be
Rams.
pissed. I'm thinking Bengals maybe because they're going to be pissed that they've lost and that they lost in the Super Bowl to them.
No, I'm going to go with Rams.
But that's all our predictions. And we'll do a quick little Lions and Packers in week 4, Thursday night. We're just going to do that prediction. I'm thinking that the Packers are going to win that one.
I'm going to go with the Lions on you.
Actually, I'm thinking Lions are going to win that one.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
Now,
everyone.
I would base let's just put it this way: if the Packers win this week, the Lions will win. If the Packers lose, the Packers will win this game. Based
Okay,
on,
Frank.
I think that's the way I'll put it.
Okay. And we'll see you guys in our next one. And thanks everyone for listening. And